Good afternoon, class. My name is Tori Davila. Today is Thursday, August 29th, 2019, and today I'll be discussing communications management for week two's discussion module. I'll start off by saying that communication management is basically a plan. It's basically an integrated plan where everybody communicates on how they're going to plan, implement, and carry out project activities, how we're going to discuss things when they come up, and how do you basically it's a way of facilitating unknown and known risks. It's a way to communicate to the team how is it that we're going to deal with this when they come up, and how we're going to solve the issues in a timely manner. All this requires a plan on how it's going to be discussed, how it's going to be tackled, and that's communications management, making sure that everybody has the same understanding concretely on the subject. Like everybody has the same understanding, the same definitions of everything involved with communication and issues in a project. In my opinion, some of the things to consider are, a lot of times when you're considering communication, you want to consider the situation, people's ethnic backgrounds. You want to consider personalities. All these tie together to make a very effective communication plan, because if you don't know these things about your team, you won't know how to effectively communicate to them. You might be able to communicate, but you won't be able to reach them the way you want to, like in a comprehensive manner where you're getting their utmost engagement and you're getting their enthusiastic side out and working for you. So all those things you have to consider. You have to consider your environment. You have to consider the circumstances, among an array of other things that are unique to each project. Uh, in my opinion, the best way to communicate is in an open manner, where everybody has a chance to communicate and collaborate, um, and provide their opinion on what should be done about different situations. This just allows the project manager to take all these into consideration and just come up to a collective agreement. And not all decisions require this, and I know some decisions require sole proprietorship of the project manager. They have to make the decision, but on so many other decisions, it's just so good to have a collective intelligence working for you as a group, and have people that work in different areas with different expertises giving you their side and their pros and cons list, basically. And this is in my opinion, how you come to the best decisions when it comes to a project. Um, Also, how do you determine the best way to discipline or praise people? It just goes back to that same thing on the things that are rewarding to them, the things that are triggers, the things that are encouraging to them. It's just make it their reward, and it changes from person to person. Everybody has different triggers, motivations. Some are academic, some are physical, monetary. It just doesn't matter. Everybody has a different motivation, and as a project manager, you have to identify those strengths and those ambitious things that make people give you that extra mile, and just throw them out there every once in a while, as a reward for their efforts. So uh, to discipline people, it's just the same way. It's just knowing where they failed, identify the problem, and always making sure that they understand why the discipline was carried out, and ways to mitigate this in the future. That's what discipline is all about, in my opinion, is learning. And if you're going to discipline somebody, you got to make sure that they understand why it happened and the reason, and that they've learned from that experience, not just discipline them and then send them on their way, because that does nothing. If you can discipline somebody and they can grow from that experience, then you've done your job. So, um, but overall, in a project, communication is crucial. Uh, I'm a risk manager at my current job, and verbiage and the way you speak to people, the places, everything, acronyms, everything has a very vital role in communication. A lot of misunderstandings are a lot of misunderstandings happen when you don't have a good communications management plan, especially when it comes to changes to the project. If it's a technical change, is a clerical change? All these things have to tie into communications. What's going to be changed where? How we're going to change the baseline? How we're going to change our funding? Is there a configuration change? All these things have to be communicated. It has to be all succinct, and basically, it's not always in harmony, but it's always present. So um, that's basically my take on this week's communication management plan. And my name is Tori Davila. Again, thank you, class, for all the condolences. I know some of you have sent out know about my situation with my father. I just wanted to say thank you, and looking forward to working with y'all this semester. Thank you very much, and have a great weekend.